This is going to be a battle for Anton Kallberg, more experienced. Tokyo 2020 Olympian, has won a WTT contender, 3rd place in Lima this year in 2022. He has a really good backhand.
He does, doesn't he? We've seen his style adapt to the 25-year-old very recently, going into the top 20 in the world now. Filling the boots, investing in the future Sweden. You think as Matthias Falk and Christian Karlsson, the world men's doubles champions, as the rocks of the team.
I think they'll be around for a while, but they should definitely invest in the future and go deep.
And look at this from Belgium here, selecting their 19-year-old talents to compete here. It's the first meeting between these two. Haven't played each other before.
And this is going to be, I mean, they're not that different in age, just 19 to 25. But Adrien Rassenfosse has primarily played on the junior circuit, and the junior circuit has a different style. It's not as complex as playing at the senior level.
Definitely. Seems to be an element of less pressure on there as well as youth players. You encourage more to try things out, whereas Anton Kallberg is approaching that kind of peak age. We see the Swedish woman there.
Here to cheer on their team.
Got their best team out, the Swedish women, apart from Kristina Kallberg, who is actually the sister of Anton on screen here. So Adrien Rassenfosse to begin here with the service. And the 3rd match of this last 16 time.
And I think Adrien has been inspired and frustrated by how his teammates have played in the first two matches.
Just joining as a 2-0 score, as Barbara's saying there, doesn't tell the whole story.
It was very close. There's so many opportunities for Belgium here.
Nice up from Kallberg going into the middle, the body. What do you think stands out here for Kallberg? What would you say his best qualities are?
You have to watch out for his backhand. It is almost unreturnable. And in other matches, you'll see players targeting his short forehand as a way to kind of get him away from his backhand and away from his big forehand loop as well.
Yeah, that's something I've definitely recognised as well. His forehand is exceptional in the rally, but in the touch play, it's a little bit weaker.
Right. So you'll see a lot of players serving short to the forehand.
Took the words right out of your mouth, and he didn't even have to say anything there, Rassenfosse. Not a single chore yet from either player. Staying quite contained, just feeling each other out in their first encounter, and what a place to meet for the first time.
And here, Rassenfosse showing something that youth players are extremely good at, which is big, long rallies.
Yeah, you see that in a lot of the cadet sort of circuits and juniors, this lob and smash, a lot of rallies, because neither have the power to put it past each other. So you see a lot of these drawn out rallies, which is brilliant from an entertainment standpoint. Stunning 3rd ball, faded kill there from Kallberg.
And Kallberg's backhand is really his strength, but don't discount his forehand. When he turns the corner, he can just finish it.
Yeah. He's a bit different, Kallberg, isn't he? Because you have the right-handed Falk, who has the short pips on the forehand. Truls, who's in his own world.
Yeah, his own style. He created his own style, his improv style.
I think because Kallberg moved to Germany to play the Bundesliga, playing for Dusseldorf at such a young age, I think that's really impacted the way he plays.
I feel like he's a little more straightforward.
Definitely a bit more route one, direct, attacking, doesn't mess about. Got great feeling though, as all the Swedes do.
Right.
He seems to use it a bit less.
And just watch out, because his short forehand, they're going to go there.
Wow, some good variation there from Rassenfosse with the reverse pendulum, long and quick and deep. Brings himself an immediate outright point there. At this level, right, long serves are good. They don't come too often because they have to be surprising.
They have to be surprising, or else they will be eaten up.
Like breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
And if you serve 3 in a row, it will be breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Oh, it will be. Maybe even supper as well.
So Rassenfosse staying in it. short drop to the forehand. It's smart play.
And he gets what Tamokazu Harimoto would love, the third ball forehand kill. You can't quite put it away. You can't bend the wrist back on the forehand as much, right? So the forehand flick is more of a flat flick than what you'll see with the backhand banana and Chiquita.
And there is a long serve that was not surprising enough. That's your breakfast.
Yeah. He's on a serial spree right now, Anton Kallberg.
Feeling the pressure. Rassenfosse trying to serve kind of the perfect serve. And you do want to, sometimes you try too hard.
Mm. And that time, the high toss. We don't see that signature Kallberg serve we saw him doing from like 2016 to 2018, that massive wind back whirlwind. He's changed that now. More of a simple service motion.
It's good to keep your opponents guessing.
Definitely. The best players in the world have almost identical service motions. But as expected, Anton Kallberg races into a 1-0 lead. It was nip and tuck, it was tight in the first half, but then it just sort of ran away with it, didn't it?
It did, and that is the sign of sort of a seasoned senior player, that you're able to turn it on at the end, have great end game. And also, you just have more tricks in the bag.
Yeah, absolutely. It's incremented into the Swedish training, isn't it? Really hard to surprise them because they themselves are looking to surprise and change things up.
Tu comprends? Serre dans son coup droit. Si tu serres dans son réveil là-bas, tu sais que la banane elle arrive, mais de deux côtés, ta deuxième balle, tu dois rester là. Lui, il vient chaque fois court.
So first to the table, which I think says quite a lot when you're first to the table.
Right, you want to get going. You're confident, you're pumped up, you're ready to go.
It's almost as though he doesn't need to listen to as much there from his coach in the corner. Jürgen Persson, an absolute legend of that golden Swedish era.
And sometimes when in the corner, more is less.
Yeah.
Yeah, or less is more. Sorry, less is more. Because you can't hold all that information in your head.
No. And of course, it's all conditional. Ooh, tangoing with the net, the ball there. Instant karma. Comes straight back with the net there, Rassenfosse.
And then a little eyebrow raise from Kallberg. Like, oh, that was interesting.
Yeah, not so common you see that. Got another strong youth team, the Belgians. Poland's team are all under the age of 21. Such a young team.
There are quite a few teams here who are very young. And it shows in the type of play. So young players, like we said, hit a lot of rallies. They haven't developed as much of the complex variation and touch shots that we see for someone who is more seasoned on the senior circuit, like a Truls, who's young, but still has a lot of those options.
In terms of the shot-making ability, it's very difficult now to differentiate a young upcoming professional to a seasoned pro, but it's the shot selection that comes with the experience, when to play those shots.
And how do you put all of your training together?
Absolutely. And he's putting it together now. Rassenfosse, he's on an absolute killing spree, courtesy of a bit of a gift there from Kallberg, the missed forehand.
Right, a rampage, a 6-0. We've seen so many comebacks from the Swedes just this morning.
Wasn't far from dropping down there. I think it hit the hand or the finger of Kallberg and it balloons up, nearly comes down.
And Rassenfosse was getting ready. He was like, I'm not going to miss this if it hits the table.
Seen that a few times.
Let's serve.
And despite the attacking inventory of Kallberg, gets the forehand touch, which is what we've established as his weakness. He actually wins him the point.
It worked out that time.
He's doing very well here against a former European youth champion. When you think of the top European players of Anton Kallberg's era, you think Alexandre Cassin, Thomas Laputzer, and Chih-Yuan, the European champion, who's actually a bit of a late bloomer. You didn't really hear of him much, but all of a sudden, I mean, his rise has been so quick, Chih-Yuan's, and he is now the European champion. He destroyed Timo Boll, and then he beat Jorgic convincingly in the final as well.
Yeah, sometimes your growth isn't linear. You'll have like a breakthrough moment. For Troels on the Swedish team, it was last year.
Yeah.
So sometimes you get stuck in a little bit, and then you just have this huge amount of growth.
Troels is definitely an unusual, an amazing, outstanding case of a player who's dominated, as well as sort of Christian Patea and Freres Sipos, European junior scene, and then he's come up in the seniors to become vice world champion in the matter of a season or two. It's been crazy what he's able to achieve. And a timeout now called from the Belgian side because they can see Kallberg here creeping through the closing door.
Right, it was 7-0, and now it's 7-5. It's a huge difference. Huge difference in mentality, strategy.
Et sur le service, il n'y a pas grand-chose à dire. Quand tu mets que deuxième balle, si tu ouvres un peu, il est au pivot, tout de suite fermé, Ah, recommence. Stäng på honom, det är bra.
You're Rassenfosse here, Barbara. What would you be looking to do here?
I think I would just try to keep the momentum going. You know, it seems that Kallberg has it going on, has it working out for him right now. So I would just try to keep it going. This was not their timeout. They're trying to just keep on keeping on, get those 11 points in a row.
It can be easy as well when you feel your opponent coming back to think that you have to play a massive shot, a massive winner. It doesn't have to be like that. A touch can be as effective as an opening and attack, and that's something that sort of 50 to 100 players don't always realise.
There's a couple ways to win a point. You can hit it faster, you can hit it harder, you can hit it with more spin, but with the elite level, the way you win is you can hit it differently. Yeah. And that's what's going on here. If you always hit the same speed, even if it's very fast, people get used to you.
Wow, well, this is huge here. We've seen it in both opening matches. The Belgians have had chances, I mean, especially Neutink. Saying that Allegro was 2-1 up on Troels Morgard, but it felt like Troels was almost allowing that to happen.
Wow, from 7-0 for Rassenfosse to 8-all.
This would be one of the best comebacks in terms of an individual game we have seen here in Chengdu. Second day of main draw action.
But a critical point here for Rassenfosse. It doesn't matter if you win 11-0 or 11-9, it's still one game.
He'd definitely be more relieved than sort of
celebratory.
Definitely. If he can get through this game here. And it would also be frustrating for Kallberg, climbing up the mountain but then just slipping down at the last second. Short backspin, tight serve into the forehand.
And I feel if Kallberg is able to take this game, the match might be close to over. What a comeback in game 2. What momentum. It's really hard to turn that around.
That'd be like someone pouring a bag of salt onto an open wound. It would just kill. And he's 1 point away from doing it.
I think he's looking good. He's looking confident. He didn't swing too hard on that forehand. He's well in control mentally of what's happening. And it's Rassenfosse who has to come up with a new plan here.
But he can't do it. Anton Kallberg devastates Adrien Rassenfosse there in game 2. We know he's amazing at making comebacks. He did it against Koki Niwa this season. But this here really makes me think, Barbara, how much of this has been Sweden playing well and how much of it has been the Belgium just not being able to take their chances.
Right, it is all about endgame and what your mentality is at the very end. And the Swedes are just steel. They're so good.
That Viking kind of mentality, isn't it?
It is. Fighters till the end.
We're not seeing Jon Persson here, who literally is the Swedish Viking and the only bearded man in the Swedish top 6, shall we say. Shows you the strength of the Sweden men's team, because Jon Persson would be very capable of making it into any other team of any other nation, probably apart from China, I think it's safe to say.
This is really going to be a difficult climb for Rassenfosse.
Absolutely. And what a push there into the question zone from the Sweden lead.
Net dribbler. Doesn't feel good for Rassenfosse, who knows it's like Mount Everest ahead of him.
Salt in the wounds again. Insult to injury, salt in the wounds. And Kallberg, though, to be fair to him, isn't looking like he's letting off anything. He was keeping his foot on the pedal, tightening the screw. Good push there from Rassenfosse. Kallberg probably could have played a forehand there from the middle. Made his mind up a little bit too soon. That's another big mistake a lot of players make. They act too prematurely.
That's true. Although you're trying to anticipate can be really difficult. Again, short to the forehand. That is the strategy against Kallberg that has been used by many, many different players. And it's still helpful here. Rassenfosse trying to use any strategy that works.
Beautiful counter, and he keeps the bat high and changes the direction. I think that's the finest line, isn't it, in table tennis? It's not wanting to be chasing the point and acting too reactively in a point that's so quick. But it's also not wanting to act too prematurely that you get caught off and your opponent hits it against your momentum. I mean, look at that for the last 16 points there. The last 16.
You know, Rassenfosse is staying in it. It's really easy to feel like, what's the point? Like a little bit of like feeling already defeated when you're still in the match. But he's doing a good job staying in it.
It would really say something about a player's mentality if they see him, say, breaking their bat live here on table 1 in Chengdu, in one of the most prestigious, if not the most prestigious country for table tennis the world's ever seen. It's an opportunity to really showcase himself here, Rassenfosse.
And it's also a test of his mentality. Although I feel like he's playing a little soft now, Rassenfosse. A little bit passive.
He's almost robotic, Kallberg, isn't he? Programmed to destroy anything. Becomes even a little bit loose.
And a great shot by Rassenfosse. Just a nice confidence booster. It feels so good to be able to just make one of your shots.
And again, it comes back to that thing, as a young player, he's 19, he's got all the shots, but it's just how he puts them together and how he sets them up.
And the first thing, as you learn to play table tennis, you develop your shots, and then you develop hitting them to a certain location, and that becomes your habit. And at the next level, you figure out how to change those habits live in a match. And so what I see from Rassenfosse is a lot of cross-court play. I mean, it's working out, he's catching up, right? But there's a lot of cross-court play. And so we'll see if he can change that up. If so, that may be able to stop some of the counterattacks from Kallberg.
Against someone as sort of short and snappy in terms of strokes of Kallberg, you have to be able to maneuver him wide. He's great in fixed positions, one of the best in the world, but that backhand down the line is going to be key. I completely agree with you. And that is not going to be key. Missing the serve there at such an instrumental time. 6-7, that means if Kallberg wins this point, serving.
Oh, and then a loose serve. That's tough. It's tough to come back from missing your serve, and then you tighten up a little bit, right? And you're like, I just want to get it on the table, but it just comes a little loose, and Kallberg just eats it up.
Wow, and then the shovel serve as well. He's just constantly giving Rassenfosse something to think about on the receive, and then all of a sudden, you're on the receiving end of that third ball kill, and it is a kill.
And that is a good return. A change, no more cross-court play. Let's do something really different. And that is the next level up from sort of youth play, is to, at the senior level.
This has not been as simple as perhaps Jürgen Persson there in the corner would have hoped for. You wonder how much of that was Sweden relaxing and knowing that they could take this even if they're not playing at 100%, right?
And how much of it was Belgium just getting ahead, just not being able to close it at the end?
That is definitely what would be the newspaper article title of this match. 3 tie win points. And he's done it. Convincing there, Kallberg, and what a comeback, especially in that second game. Sweden are through to the last 8. And the charismatic Swedes acknowledge their opponents. Good sportsmanship from both teams there, and there we are. 3-0 to Sweden. They progress through to the quarterfinals, where they are likely, not certain, but likely to face China. We have both Chinese teams to come, as well as an interview from the winner. So there we see the scores on the doors. 6, 9, and 7 there to Anton Kallberg, teaching his younger European opponent a lesson.
And Sweden has brought such a mature team to this event. They are so well prepared, and they're going to be kind of the dark horse, the difficult match in the next round.
Definitely. I mean, it's such a mouthwaterer because it's going to be a huge step up for China if they make it through India, which they probably